Hey, Tom.
Hey, hey, Joe.
Hey. Oh, here we go. Right away this time. All right.
Wow, off we go.
Yeah, we got it. So, so let me do my obligatory Medicare pitch real quick.
All
Joe
right.
Roselle. I'm an Arizona Medicare agent. Just doing my thing to spread the truth. I would love to help anybody in Arizona with a Medicare plan. So, leave your comments, and we'll get back to you. And let's go ahead and introduce everybody again. We've got Tom Althouse, the writer of the screenplay Immortals, which was stolen to create the first three Matrix movies. And we've got Elizabeth Dove, writer, researcher, powerhouse in the truth movement, and someone that just doesn't back down. So it's great to have you both here. And anything you want to throw in there, Liz, before we get started?
No, I'm happy to be here again. I mean, like we've been doing this. This is our third one, isn't it?
Yep, third with the three of us. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
it's been fantastic so far. And like where we left off last time was kind of exciting.
yeah,
So I'm really I had some ideas between now and then.
yeah. No, it's actually perfect. Where we left off on Tom touching on the good parts of Neuralink, and we have been informed that he has got a whole bunch of new information, and a lot of it's going to be on the bad parts of Neuralink. So let's go ahead and let Tom take over for a bit.
All right. So, what's happening as the cabal crumbles? I was actually one of the guys groomed to lead in the cabal, right? So, what's interesting is that becomes a drawing force for a lot of people still in the cabal. If you were groomed to lead and you're now revealing the cabal, there's a lot of people that feel like they can join you and follow. And it's just amazing that this is bringing other people out of the cabal. So, groomed to lead in the cabal, using that training to bring the cabal to heal. So it's really cool. And what's happening is information starting to come in like just amazing. So we're actually able to head off some of the reveals and plans that the cabal has prepared to wow the public with. So what we'll be talking about tonight too, besides what each of us will be sharing, is a plan that was in place that they expected to do like a trailer for a film and blow people away to make them go, oh, the Neuralink is a good thing. Neuralink's fun. Do some more. So let's talk about it right out of the gate.
Yes.
What I'm told is that there's a gene, a talking gene, they call it in the science community, that they actually put into mice, right? There's a program about Neanderthals. You can see this, that it talks about this. And the mice started to actually squeak differently as they had the concept then implanted in their genome that they would be able to try communication. It's really one, a new way. And it worked. And so they say that chimpanzees and mice are the closest to us genetically, right? So it's very interesting. Now, what they're planning to do is have Elon Musk demonstrate very soon a talking chimpanzee. Let that sink in. Now, that's going to be the circus show for people to go, oh my gosh, it's such a great thing. Look what it does. It entertains us. What else can the Neuralink do? It's supposed to take us away from all the bad things that are coming. That's an evil circus with killer clowns. And so what's going to go on is they're going to try to wow the public into talking about that and get them to say, keep doing whatever you're doing, carte blanche. We'll just fall behind you. We want to be, what did they say in Gladiator? Are you not entertained? So that's the plan. Now, what we're doing is releasing that before they do it. So Elon's not going to like this because we're letting people know right now as this trickles out, and I hope people will share, that this is the plan. So now it's not so powerful. In the industry, as we know, you have to be the first one to do it, right? And so we're saying right now, this is what they're going to do. And that's supposed to smoke and mirror it that people will follow along. So be prepared for a talking chimpanzee. And let's realize what's going on behind this, because there's people from the inside letting us know this is not a good thing, right? And some people make the joke of Planet of the Apes. They do from the inside, So basically, we're looking at that. Can you control a chimpanzee's feelings? Any animal at all? It's like, what if they don't want to be part of this? What if they don't, it's not a sideshow circus thing to control life forms, including humanity and children.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that's what they're planning to do. And you can, it's almost like Jurassic Park meets Planet of the Apes, right?
Okay. So they're preparing kind of a
Stunt
show to get everybody so excited about it that everybody wants to see what else it can do for on the human side.
A public permission, carte blanche, right across the board. Everybody going, this is so cool. That's what they're expecting, I'm told. They're expecting us to go, this is so cool. See, let's forget about anything that's bad about it. We're entertained. So that's why I'm letting you know this. Now, if you want to comment on this, anything, just ask some questions and I'll go on to the next bit of reveal I've been given. I'm turning into a library again. So any discussion?
Yeah, I actually have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so like you say that they're gonna implant these
The talking gene.
neuroplants
Yeah, the talking gene, then the Neurolink.
and Neuralink into chimpanzees. And I'm just wondering, who are they gonna get for the first chimpanzee? Are we talking Biden maybe? I'm just curious. I mean, like, but no, seriously, I could see them like trying to get Biden back into the White House
Yeah.
with an implant like this.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's I never thought of that, Lizzie. That's exactly what could happen. Actually, is that suddenly he becomes smart.
Well, not only smart, but he becomes he's already
Articulate.
a puppet. Articulate, but he's
Right.
already a puppet, right? So
Yes,
I mean, couldn't he be even more of a puppet?
Absolutely, because there's a price to pay for joining their league, right? I should know. I was groomed to lead. So what you have is there's always a price, there's always a catch, and you become part of a collective. And you have to abide by its rules, and they are very, very nasty, what you have to be required to allow to happen to other human beings. That's one of the main requirements. In fact, I was told, if you recall, I don't know if I shared this actually, that I was told by the honeypot wife that I would never get in finally because I was too compassionate. I cared, quote, cared too much. That I wasn't understanding that it's about the laws of nature, she said. This Rebecca Lynn said, it's the laws of nature that the strong feed on the weak, that the laws of nature, they claim, is that humanity is based on a system where weak are made for our food, she says. And that you then feed off the weak, and that's how the strong then elevate in the human kingdom. They talk about that. So I was considered too caring. Keep in mind when the CIA operatives came to me at the Masons on Maui, and there's a guy named Lauren Holmberg. He was mentoring me. They always have a mentor system in the cabal. So I was being mentored. He said, I'm fascinated by your story, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, just remember, don't try to make a difference for those outside the 1%. And so think of all our leaders are bound by this code and rule for them to be put into office. Now your mind can go from there and think of the gamut of different public figures that have agreed to this in order to be popularized by the mainstream media. And that includes people like Snowden. Yeah. And they play good cop, bad cop both sides. So go on. Sorry, go ahead. Any other thoughts?
No, just it's just amazing that we have come into contact with you, who is groomed to be in the 1%. And I would say me and Lizzie are more in that 4%. That's the woke people trying to wake everybody else up. And you turn down the 1% to become part of the 4% that, the 95% of the population doesn't even realize is fighting for them. So
well, that's an important point, Joe, because right now they are guising. You look at both sides. Both sides have agendas, right? And hopes and dreams. And basically what you have is the cabal side is actually using us, even though we're on the flip side trying to do good. They're gauging who we contact with each other as possible pull-ins, right? So right now, if I was approached, they would say to me, you can bring Joe and Lizzie in. They passed our test. They're looking to see who's intelligent. That's both sides. They're looking to see who's intelligent, who gets it, who isn't falling for the smoke and mirrors and the medicine show, dog and pony show, right? In this case, the chimpanzee mouse show. As Disney. So yeah. So right now you would be considered as candidates for the 1%. Doesn't mean much, I know, but I'm just saying that we're being tested and measured all the time. And they let me know that, right? And they're fascinated. The cabal's not that smart. The players aren't that smart. And the organizations are not that smart. And it goes right up to the agencies, just not that smart. And so they're looking for human resources, they call it, assets that fit in their kingdom, if you will.
Yeah.
That's over. Make sense?
We did see this with the Missouri versus I believe it was Biden lawsuit, because they do explicitly label your human brain as government property as infrastructure.
That's right. That's right. And also, Lizzie, they say that anything we create is theirs because they'll put it under the Pentagon does this. They say that as assets, anything we have is actually the property of the Pentagon and the agencies because it's for what they call it, public security, or I forget the word they use, the phrase they use, national security. So they can confiscate anything we have in order to say that it's under the importance of national security. So any asset we have is also considered their asset. As
Yes.
we're property of the state. I had a long way of saying it. You could have said it a lot shorter, I think. But yeah, so that's exactly right. And so that's why they call it, like for me, they say, you know, come home, come home. Interesting, they use a nice little warm fireside phrase for it. You know, what does come home mean? That means that I will be helping to hurt and harm the rest of the innocent population as food for the strong. That doesn't sound very enticing to me. So yeah, so the chimpanzee thing, I'm glad we're blowing the lid off that right now. That'll cause somebody possibly to lose their job because this was spent a lot of time getting this ready. In fact, Elon Musk had a program out. You asked about the chimpanzee that would be picked. There was a program recently, about 2 years ago, where they showed a chimpanzee with attachment in the head, and it's playing Pong.
I remember that video.
Okay, all right, that's the candidate. If it's still alive, that would be the candidate for the talking chimpanzee. Because it's already passed the test. It's been figured out as being pliable and cooperative, right?
And we do see this technology where, you know, they can harness brain power. We see it with you know, amputations and whatnot. They can control drones with headsets, and you don't even have a joystick. It's just all thought.
That's right. That's right. If you remember with this one chimpanzee, they disconnected his joystick. He was still moving it, thinking he was moving it with the, you know, connection, but it was actually his mind, and they disconnected it. And another one of those stunts. Now, what's interesting is, keep in mind, they switched from that footage you recall to showing them with the animals nowadays, where they're petting the animals and hugging the animals and soft music's playing. So how come they didn't show us more advancement? See, they want a big reveal, and they tease you with this nonsense of, look how warm and fuzzy we are with the animals. Look how we treat the animals so well at our labs, right? They show them walking on the grass and everything. It's a snow show. When actually, they're not showing you the advancements that's happened over that 2-year period. So that's why the talking chimp is going to be such a big wow. But we just blew the trailer away. We just revealed it. So that's what you do. God.
Better than aliens.
That's it. That's it. That's why they're releasing the alien footage now, and also the Hunting Hitler series, Hunting Hitler.
Yeah.
You know, where the CIA had all the files on Hitler and where he was and his top people, and the CIA is the one that greenlighted in the Pentagon the Red Cross to give all the paperwork to the ex-Nazis, top Nazis, to get them. So they're releasing it as if they're like nice now, going, look what we have. Here's these documents we're releasing now after how many years and decades? And then we have to ask the question. So you know exactly where all these crimes were being done, and the Red Cross felt completely free and okayed to get all these documentation done with the Vatican? Something's not right, agencies. What are you covering over?
Well, it was amazing from my perspective, going through the food marketing program, the RFID technology that was available when I went through in 2007, where you could take groceries off the shelf and the cart would read what it was, tell you information about it. You could walk out of the store. All that technology hasn't even been fully released yet, but we've had it for 20 years at least. And that was when I learned about it, you know, like the absolute hiding of what we know is just incredible.
It's a time release thing that they do almost like a commercial society, where they're releasing things that benefit them to snow the public into believing whatever they want them to believe. Let me get my plug. I want to show you something in a second. So let me just grab a plug real quick to charge my phone while you continue talking. I want to show you a graphic. Okay.
So
no, but we also see like you know, cultural. I was going to bring this up too. We've seen this in the movies already. We've seen this technology, and not just in the Matrix. We saw it in Johnny Mnemonic when he had the chip that he was transferring important information. He was a carrier for that. We saw that with the movie Gamer. where another person is controlling a person's entire body in a video game.
Mhm.
And then we saw this, there was a movie that came out, and I don't know how many people have seen it, but I saw it and it was phenomenal. And the movie was called Upgraded. Not only did he have a chip, but the chip contained an AI.
Okay.
Like he became paralyzed, and they're like, well, let us put this chip in your brain, right? Connect to your spine,
Right.
and you'll be able to do, you'll be fine again.
Yeah, and that's what
And
Tom had actually talked about that in one of our previous podcasts about something that the Neuralink can do with actually our last podcast you were talking about the dementia effect,
Mhm.
and it would be very easy to do the same thing with body parts along with not just dementia. But
Exactly.
well,
There's yeah, go ahead.
that movie ended up ending. I mean, like the guy was living in a nightmare.
yeah,
Is that the one where the candidate is blown away from a combat and he's just a shell of a man with no body, lower torso, and he's
No,
hooked
no,
up? Is that the
no,
one?
no, no. That was RoboCop.
No, no.
Um,
Well, actually, it's one where it was a more modern one. They actually took from work where they have a brain implant where he's reliving the memories over and over, looping the memories over and over, so they can do a crime investigation on a train bombing that he was on, but he doesn't know that he's been incapacitated and actually only kept alive for research. And so
oh wow.
the one lady actually terminates his life by his request, sneaks in and does it, terminates him like euthanasia, because he realizes when he finally comes to and sees what's going on, he is just a upper torso and just mangled, and they've been using his mind to replay research as a lab person, basically as a lab experiment, and he's not really kept alive. He's basically in a virtual reality, a shell of a man.
Jeez.
So
No,
yeah,
see this one, they I don't want to ruin it for you because it is a good storyline.
okay.
But he gets attacked, him and his wife is murdered. He ended up being a paraplegic. And then he's given this offer to take this chip. It'll fix everything. You'll be able to walk again. It'll give you your life back.
Right,
The golden promise.
right.
What they don't tell him is that the chip has an AI, and the AI starts slowly taking over and starts tricking him. It becomes a mind game. It becomes a psyop. The whole thing is a psyop.
I wonder when
It,
that was. What year? Go ahead.
it,
Sorry.
it was recent. It was like in the last 2 years.
See, that fits exactly what Joe was saying with the Immortals. In the Immortals, like right here, you have where Neo downloads Smith's memories, zaps his Neuralink, has to get rid of his own. So now all he has is Smith's memories and
Mhm.
Smith's feelings of what he felt. And he has to use those memories in the original Matrix story that they cleanse out, where to find the dome, right, and the metacortex building, he has to use Smith's memories and everything that Smith felt. So he becomes Smith in the end, leering, lustful, dangerous, with Trinity. That's why Trinity has to hold his hand when they're going to the dome, because he's lost who he
Oh,
is. See, that's what it's supposed to be, and the Wachowski simplified it. Get it?
yep.
So that's one of the dangers of the Neuralink. So they took that out for Elon Musk also. What's
Yeah.
interesting? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I could see that happening. I could see, like another person's memories or who they are as
Right.
a
Plug
core
it in.
person.
Plug it
And
into your kids. Plug it into your kids. A copy of someone else's memories and personality. Your kid is no longer yours anymore. Your child's no longer
no,
yours.
they're no longer the same person.
Not the same person. It's no longer mommy, daddy. It's something else. See that? So that's exactly what's going on. Talk about Lebensborn all over again. That's what we're heading towards, and that's what they want: state children, and that's what Elon Musk is pushing through. I'm so sick of Elon Musk. I'm sorry. I'm so sick. I can't wait to face him down, and I'd love to get where we actually talk about it, where they finally say, okay, you're the creator of it. You copyrighted and published it. No brains about it. Warner Bros. Knows that. And Elon Musk on the other side talking about it. Let's have a debate. I could open that up. But it's interesting that now it just came out that Warner Brothers is actually, that whole thing with Starlink and Ukraine with Elon Musk?
Yes.
Okay. Well, know who he's pitching as Starlink, what he's pitching is Netflix. Well, Kate Chilton, the woman who was the woman behind the curtain, the one that brought Elon Musk in, Sophia Stewart as the mother of the Matrix, brought the Wachowskis in, coordinated with Joel Silver and Disney and the agencies, Kate Chilton, who just resigned after the Sophia Stewart-Kate Chilton letter was revealed about the payoff letter to Sophia Stewart. What you have is Kate Chilton became director of litigation, like lead attorney for litigation with Netflix. right after the case was thrown. And here you have Elon Musk now saying that Netflix is what's going to be connected to Starlink. He's being loyal to his master, Kate Chilton, who just resigned, who was supposed to be in office till 2029. That's not all. Ready for another reveal? Maui.
Uh-huh.
All right, we know the horrors that happened on Maui. Yes, here we go. The funding for rebuilding Maui. You ready for this? Who's holding the funding? Remember I told you Elon Musk will probably end up on Maui, right? Elon Musk is, I'll tell you what this is. Elon Musk is going to end up on Maui with Oprah Winfrey, with Zucker, and the rest of them. They're all going to go there for this utopian elite island. That's what I was told when I was being groomed there also with Disney. So listen to this. Our history on the funding, the relief fund for Maui. Are you ready for this? Listen to this. Created in 1942 by Hollywood icons. Samuel Goldwyn, Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney, and the Warner Brothers. When you give to the Maui Fund, you're giving to the Warner Brothers. The Entertainment Industry Entertainment Industry Foundation has focused on some of the most pressing needs of our time, you betcha. From first grants directed to wartime agencies, such as the United Service Organizations and American Red Cross, to utilizing the power of the industry to help eradicate child polio, Bill Gates, to our current efforts to raise funds and awareness for critical health, Neurolink, educational and social issues. So we just said there that Bill Gates and the Red Cross and everybody else are tied to Warner Brothers and Elon Musk, and that the funding you give to relieve Maui goes to the entertainment industry.
Wow.
So they can, what they do, they suspended the laws on zoning laws, right, in Lahaina? The governor who's in the pocket suspended it less than a month before the attack. Suspended all zoning laws for historic areas, right in time for Warner Brothers and Disney to reestablish their entertainment industry on Maui. Where they're going to
what I read also was that the Maui area was protected from, it was like a community that couldn't be built. But now that it's been all destroyed, they've stopped all that protection and they can do whatever they want as far as rebuilding.
That's exactly it. The zoning laws have been changed in the historic area.
Yeah.
That's it. And here's another page of it also. You can see this link for this. Isn't that corrupt? The entertainment, they're not even hiding it anymore. The URL link, the URL address, whatever, is eifoundation.org. And it's listed as, look at this, it's listed as private. Oh, guys, they're so stupid. So that's exactly what it is. And there it is. Now, what's interesting, again, look at the hands reaching up. Isn't that touching? So touching.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So touching.
I'm moved. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, let's tie it back in. Who's the Red Cross? The Red Cross is with the Nazis. The Red Cross, the reason the Red Cross gave, and the CIA is now leaking all this. Look at this documentary, Hunting Hitler, on YouTube. Just look at it. So they are the ones that gave all the new lives to all the top Nazis, including Hitler. Now we know it's true. So what was in here is actually true. That's why they mocked it so badly. The architect is him, working with the CIA. We got it totally right. Totally right. Even where they went, South America, everything was right. That's why they flipped out. So here we have it totally right. And we have the Red Cross was the ones that were, the Red Cross wouldn't give all these Nazis, top Nazis, all these new paperwork and everything, processing hundreds and hundreds and thousands of them, unless the Pentagon greenlighted them to do so. They had to receive orders to do so. Now, keep in mind, when I was groomed by Disney and sent to Maui, guess who I worked for besides touring and performing and everything else? I worked at the YMCA, which is the Red Cross, and which is also under FEMA for terrorism and things like that. So I was trained in FEMA tactics on Maui with the Red Cross. Got it? And where did the FEMA people stay when they went there during the Lahaina attacks? Now, wouldn't you think they would stay in MASH units, basically tents by the trauma scene where children are missing and be right in the perimeter, be right there to be boots on the ground? Do you think they would do that? No, they go to the other side of the island, where also I worked, the Grand Wailea. I worked. Yeah. They gave me a job at the Grand Wailea. Besides that, Red Cross, Hilton family, and that's where the FEMA agents stayed in $700 rooms. So if you give to this wonderful foundation, which is also Warner Brothers and Bill Gates, isn't that great coding? helped eradicate child polio, what they're saying is we gave money to Bill Gates, right? And so what happens is that this group, that money you're sending to this group is going to pay for $700 rooms for FEMA agents who are on the other side of the island, living the good life. There's water slides there. There's a beautiful pools and cabanas and everything there. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous place if you look up the Grand Wailea.
And this ties into the Rockefeller Foundation because they were involved with Operation Paperclip.
And where did I come from? The Rockefeller Foundation, straight to the Disney one, from Colonial Williamsburg to Maui. I was groomed to lead. What did Rockefellers want to have me have? A directorship, which is above vice presidents at Colonial Williamsburg. They said I'd have a mention. So was I groomed? You betcha.
Yeah.
But here we are. And you're absolutely right. The Rockefellers are the ones that brought him over. And they also went to the religious right. Pat Robertson's organization had many, many ex-Hitler youth who actually never got their green card. And Schonoff, Elser, Schlosser, Hans, all these names were major players in my situation there when I was being groomed. See how it connects so totally? It's almost like we're speechless. It's like so incredible that they think that rewards will work on everybody. But here we are, three of us, and it doesn't work, and blowing the lid off of their next circus show. They believe the public's so stupid. Certain parts are, okay, humanity. But the things, some of us are very, very smart out here. And I think the ones watching the show are very, very smart. And so what you have is they counted on everyone just following suit like a magician entertaining kids at an elementary school party. They don't realize that we're not going to be that dumb. And we're not going to watch the sleight of hand. We're going to be thinking it in layers. We're going to figure out what's going on. And we're going to use our combined knowledge like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So take it away. Take it away.
Yeah, Lizzie, I'd love you to jump in for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm absorbing this in because, you know, I keep thinking about all the warning signs we've had in movies and whatnot. And, you know, this is predictive programming. I mean, this is, you know, it's like they're telling us don't do this thing because we see time and time again, all these horrible outcomes come from this technology, and people just are like, oh, new tech, let's go buy that. It's the newest version. It's the newest gadget. And it's horrendous. I mean, we've been trained to do this. We have been groomed to do this.
You know what they're afraid of?
What?
You want an example of what they don't like?
What?
Texas. They don't like Texas. You know why they don't like Texas?
Why?
Texas is basically self-sufficient as a state. It could be its own nation. And if you talk to a lot of Texans, we are down here, it's like very family-based. And in fact, we're forming extended families, even outside our biological families, where it's like we all look out for each other. It was like how Hawaii was, like we were on Maui. And that's why it attracted me. And so it's like in Texas, one of the things they don't like either is we're allowed to have weapons. We're responsible with them, as our founding fathers were. Oh, some of them. But the thing is that our nation was built on self-sufficiency and also the ability to protect ourselves. And you know what? I'd like to be able to protect my son and have my son protect me and loved ones. I think we have the right to protect each other. But you notice they're going after that? Where was the school shooting staged at? Where kids actually lost their lives? Texas. Where was the next school shooting after the Texas one? Philadelphia, where I was born. Whatever happened after that? Maui, where I taught 11 years. What just happened the other day? A generator exploded right next to my son's classroom window at the high school he's at, the #1 high school in Texas. And it just exploded. He said it was a fireball.
Wow.
They keep hitting wherever I went. So we started doing predictions on where the next one would be. Would it be Colonial Williamsburg? Well, would they bomb David Rockefeller's backyard? Probably not. Will it be in Brantford, Ontario? Possibly.
So I have a question, and this came up in actually a Twitter space earlier tonight. You know, Punisher was one of the co-hosts, and they were talking about the police state and 911, and part of that is these false flag events.
Yes.
And big ones, not like the small school shootings. And I'm not saying that I'm not diminishing them.
Right.
I'm saying that the big ones are the ones that push through legislation that take away our rights.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Isn't it something? Go ahead.
well, we were postulating, we were guessing when the next one would be and what it would be.
Well, my understanding is they let you know, like as you said, through the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what some of the top candidates are according to the movies?
What do you have?
Houston, San Francisco, LA, Atlanta, Georgia, and New York. They want to get back to New York again. They think a double hit on New York would really hit it home. Make people shake their foundation, their belief their country's safe. So, and what were the people told at the towers? In the second tower, what were they told when they're coming down the stairs to get to safety? They were told
to back up. They were like, the alarms are false alarms, that it was I remember this, that they were basically a false alarm that was going off, that nothing was happening, and they were told to go back to their offices
to get a higher body count.
Same type of thing happened. Same type of thing happened in Maui, where they were blockading people off from getting out of there. The people that avoided the blockades and went through anyway survived.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
So
it's almost. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just, we talk about these events and we're like, they're false flag events. We're not saying the events are false. They are very real.
People really die, and
yes, they have very real consequences, and they're meant to have very real consequences. We're saying that they're government influenced, or they're politically influenced, and I'm not saying like by terrorist action. I'm talking about our own government.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
These are the people who have pledged and took an oath to protect and serve us, are basically using their offices and ignoring them.
Exactly.
They've abandoned us.
Yes, they have. They consider us the enemy. They really do.
Yeah. No, they do. We're all terrorists. We're all, domestic terrorists. And if you have any doubts of that, and you're sitting there going, she's lying, go and look and see what they did to the parents that were going to school meetings. I mean, my God, for so long they have begged parents to come to PTA meetings. Finally, they get parent involvement, and all of a sudden they're all labeled what?
Domestic terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For being involved in their child's education.
That's right.
That started way back right after 9/11, when the Patriot Act was passed, and they started not only surveilling everybody, but anybody that was speaking out against anything was labeled domestic terrorists.
And anybody who was speaking out about anything, if they formed a group, what did they do? They infiltrated those groups.
That's why the agencies. Go ahead.
No, and we're starting to see the evidence of this through FOIA requests.
Mm-hmm.
It's in their own documentation, and we're talking about infiltration up to 60% of that movement. So a majority of that movement are, they're federal agents, they're bad actors, they're paid opposition.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The agencies work with the media.
Mm-hmm.
And the media will do whatever they want. They actually tell them ahead of time when these events will happen, so the media can get their ratings up.
And we saw that with 9/11 and Building 7. Oh, exactly. Building 7 has fallen, and you see it in the background.
Well,
and what about
you see that in the Matrix in the 1998,
1999.
Yeah, 99 release of the Matrix, where they put September 11, 2001 right on the
Yes,
passport.
they did. And do you know why they did that? I'm holding up page 95, the original work they had, and there's the false flag.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the false flag on page 95 reads a little bit like this. I won't belabor it too long. Dooley Medical Center. Jim fights through a crowd enjoying the fire. Does it sound like the towers that came later?
Oh,
geez. This is the 1998 version. Listen to what it says. That's why they put 9/11 in 1999 in the graphic. Neo fights through a crowd enjoying the fire, including what happened to be the doctors. They cheer as a few burned bodies crawl out of the flaming building. They offer no assistance. One gets mad as Neo tries to push through. Hey, a-hole, we were here first. Neo pushes through and runs inside the flaming building. He calls out for the Trinity character. Dr. 2 laughing. A-hole's going the wrong way. Jim runs through the flaming hall. He hears a shot. He runs into a large room and finds the Trinity counterpart, dead at Smith's feet. Smith is drawing a Jewish star on her forehead in blood. She aided a fugitive, one that's about to die. You picked a real loser for a girlfriend. There's nothing there. What we have is the false flag was put in the original work. They cleansed it out because the false flag is what I was trying to warn was coming to take away our rights, whispering through art. Now look at Dark Knight, the one from Universal Studios, the Joker, Batman. And what did Christopher Nolan do? Who actually stole my work in many ways. Failed at his film school. His one professor said he'd never make it. Goes and picked up by Universal, another failed person brought in to steal work. He does in Dark Knight, the hospital being exploded, right? And the Joker dancing, waltzing down in a female nurse's outfit. He did exactly what we have in the Immortals and turned it into a laughing matter. And that's something. So that's why they put 9/11, because our character in there was wanting credit for letting people know that a 9/11 was coming. And so the Wachowskis wanted to play that in real life and take credit for letting them know a 9/11 was coming.
Okay.
That's something. Yeah.
Well, we're down to about 3.5 minutes. So
okay, you guys take it because I talked a lot. Go ahead.
Well, last time I took a lot, so I mean, like it evens out. It even out.
Yeah.
You know, I would say with technology, with this stuff, you are going to be promised incredible things, incredible beyond your wildest imagination. The price will be just as incredible.
Yeah.
You know,
keep in mind, this symbol means the final solution. And Warner Brothers has Elon Musk using it. Elon Musk is told to use this symbol, so it's put right in front of our eyes, the final solution. And you're absolutely right, Lizzie, from Operation Paperclip.
Well, if you mirror the X like this, it becomes the Masonic symbol. It has the same size lines and everything. It's the exact Masonic symbol if you were to mirror it side by side.
And why is the Masons an organizational body? Why was that brought in the CIA to it? Because it's tell you all the secrets, quote, that are going to blow your mind to make the world a better place for the builders and the elite. What's happening on Maui? The builders and the elite are going to town. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly.
Good job, guys. Good job. I'm glad we're bringing it.
Yeah, this has been an info-filled one. It's little less playful as our last conversation, but I think we got a lot of good information out here.
Oh, well, here, you want playful? Just say no to Biden getting the Neurolink.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. No, it's and now they got this new fake Fetterman in there, so it's crazy what they're doing with, like, just right in front of our face, like we're completely stupid about it.
Each of the stars that are rising, each of the stars they bring forward are failed people. Matthew McConaughey, before we go, Matthew McConaughey, isn't it interesting that it just happened to be that in Texas, where he was, his own town, that the school shooting occurred, that they had him all ready to stand up and go, we need to ban the guns. Matthew McConaughey, who was discovered where? Not at a casting call, in a bar, drinking. That's where he was discovered, and they would have made him a movie star. Oh, that's supposed to be our heroes. Yeah.
His breakthrough role was basically being a pedophile.
Yeah.
So there he is. Yeah.
High school girls stay the same age.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible. When you actually look at the films and see what's there, they're shouting it at us. Yeah. They don't get caught. Anyway, thank you guys.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we're within 1 minute now. So if you guys got any closing remarks, go ahead. Otherwise, we'll end it.
We have a new website up. It's going to be the Real Neo Story. So we finally got one up, and we're going to be putting a lot of content on that. But that's mine. Go ahead, Lizzie.
I literally, well, working on a new thread with Punisher, the police state, is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be phenomenal.
Okay, we'll definitely check all that out. We do got to get into them taking down Red Pill Rising at some point, but I feel like we covered plenty today. So hopefully on the next conversation. And yeah, everybody check out the thread coming out when it gets there. And we'll go ahead and end it right there. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thank
you, guys. Bye now.
Have a good night.
You too.